5 at Ascot. It's a 72 plus event over the 2100 metres. And Mark, this horse is fast becoming box seat followers' favourite horse.
Yes, hard not to love a grey Adam. Caleb Bazaar. Let's have a look at it winning last start. Watch out for a few other runs in behind it.
He comes to the outside now and he's into the open, and here he comes after Caleb Bazaar, who'd reached the lead from Woodsville. Warzar pushing shapes down the outside. Caleb Bazaar the leader with 150 to go from Warzar. Woodsville pushing shapes. Caleb Bazaar won't lay down though. He's kicked again. Caleb Bazaar. He's got them done, the grey. And Caleb Bazaar drew clear late. Beat Warzar.
Another nice performance by Caleb Bazaar. Has now won 3 in a row and just continues to step through the grades nicely. It was a strong performance, and what I like with this horse is it continues that turn of foot. Look, winning form's good form, and in these type of staying races, I don't think it matters if you go up 2 kilos. You're just going to continue to be competitive. But you mentioned to watch some of the runs behind, and I think Warzar was the one that you really had to keep an eye on. Gets that 1.5 kilo swing, was impeded down the straight, and has a very good record on a soft track if we get that rain. 7 attempts for 3 victories and 3 placings. So I think with the barriers, the weight swing, the way the day is going to be, I'm actually leaning towards Warzar to turn the tables on Caleb Bazaar.
Yeah, I'm with you here, Adam. I really like Warzar. The soft record as well, if we do get a bit of rain about, which we are expecting. Look, Caleb Bazaar will flow into the race really nicely from the wide barrier, but Warzar, as you mentioned, I think will have a nice head start on Caleb Bazaar and could be very, very hard to hold out in the finish. We've also got, Adam, a few others in this race to take a look at. Number 1, Dark Musket, was in the same race, impeded all the way up the straight. Randy Tang got out late and ran on nicely. I think he can improve.
I know you look at the soft record stats, they say 3 runs and no placings, but this horse gets through it fine. There's no doubt about that. We've seen it before as well. He's got the class to be beating this field and beating him quite comfortably, so he's one that I wouldn't be jumping off.
Are you on top for you, Adam?
I'm going to go with number 6, Warzar. From 4, Vidello Blue gets back out to the 2100 metres and will love the rain. 2, Caleb Bazaar and 1, Dark Musket.
6, Warzar on top for me from 2, Caleb Bazaar, 4, Vidello Blue and 8, Seika.
Race number 6 at Ascot. It is a 72 plus event over the 1200 metres. Mark, the horse that we're taking a look at now, has just started to find some consistency, racing really well, and then there was a couple just running behind it as well that are in this race.
Yeah, he's a really smart performer, Adam. Just Act Natural we speak of. Comes out of that Red Paddy race. Again, there are a few in behind it in this race to take a look at, but Just Act Natural running second.
Run followed further back to Let It Slip, but at the top of the straight, Gigante levelled up to My Greek Boy. There's a run for Red Paddy. Just Act Natural followed further back by Run Liam Run. Pike has to draw the whip on State Solicitor. Just Act Natural on the outside. My Greek Boy. Red Paddy from Run Liam Run. Gigante. Red Paddy on the inside hits the front. They dive. Red Paddy, I think.
Nice performance by Just Act Natural. Did shift out to the entire way down the straight. There was a protest at the end of the day as well, where we saw Run Liam Run protesting against it, and then State Solicitor was the other one that just kept getting pushed out. And if you look at where they started at the top of the straight and where they ended up, there was definitely some movement there as well. So Just Act Natural can race a little bit straighter and not lay out down the straight. I think you're going to see some improvement generally with that. Look, the horse is in really good form. There's not as much speed in this race. I think it's going to get quite comfortable out in front.
Yeah, Run Lame Run, you still sound a bit bitter, Adam, but I can understand why. There was movement there. This horse, though, has shown his versatility, Just Act Natural, which has been really good to see. Candlelight Star returns, was bumped at the start and did lose a length. Noseband comes off and the Bubble Cheeker goes on. Jerry Noski goes back on as well, which I think is a big key factor, but prefer this horse with spaced runs, but he's still a contender in this.
2 from 2 at the track and distance, that's all you need to take note of. I love the wide barriers you mentioned with the speed of Just Act Natural in the race. They'll get their opportunity to wind up late in this.
Another wet tracker to have a look at quickly, Stocks, Adam. Second up, has won prior second up, but I really like the wet track stats. Also, number 3, Prophet Street, hasn't put in a bad run this preparation. The win first up was outstanding.
Expect Stocks to improve, and especially from that barrier. And Prophet Street as well, as you mentioned, 4 attempts at the track and distance, 2 victories, 1 from 1 on a soft track, and I really like the run last start behind Red Paddy second up. I'm going to put it on top from 5, Just Act Natural, 7, Black Dynamite, and 8, Let It Slip.
I've got 7 on top here, Black Dynamite. I think can run the time to win with the blinkers on and the tongue tie going on there. From number 3, Prophet Street, 1, Stocks, and number 8, Let It Slip.
Race number 7 at Ascot. This is the event that we have been waiting for. It's the Group 3 Roma Cup over the 1200 metres, and there is class everywhere, Mark.
There really is, Adam. A weight for age event, and it's really well represented here. Number 3, Rock Magic, is the horse we'll take a look at in the Winterbottom Stakes, running third.
Rock Magic in the home straight though. Scheidel headed for home. Here comes the Colossus. Takedown though with his run. Oliver went to work. The great mare Scheidel back on familiar ground. The leader. Takedown keeps coming. A run on the inside for Malaguera. Scheidel takedown closing. Takedown and Scheidel go to the line. Give it to Takedown. It's a touchdown in the Winterbottom.
Really good performance here by Rock Magic. There was a couple of whispers leading into the race again that he wasn't 100% and they were just trying to get him to the race, but once he was there, it was a brilliant performance again. The form lines have really held up from this event. We see First Among Equals, which finishes behind it, heading over East Vega Magic, so there for the Goodwood as well. So, as we said, we've seen it stack up. Really like the run when we saw it go to Moonee Valley. I'm happy to put a line through the other one. Just wasn't the race they wanted. I'm not too concerned about the heavy track, and a heavy over there, very different to what we might get here with some rain. We've seen that Rock Magic is able to win on the soft tracks here in Perth. For mine, he's the class. If he's fit, he'll be very hard to beat.
Yeah, he's not a big Son of Redout's choice, but he does have a lot of ticker, and we saw that in the Winterbottom and in the William Reid there over in Victoria at Moonee Valley behind Silence Edition. He was flashing home very late, and like you said, the TJ Smith at Randwick, it was just a bottomless track, so completely forgive that run. He's had a little break now, so hopefully he's got a bit of freshness in his legs. I like him as well, Adam. Number 5, Battle Hero, won this race last year, of course, was at Belmont, but his first up effort was very good when caught wide in the Northern Stakes. Out to 1,200 metres, and 1,400 metres of the Belmont sprint will suit him.
Yeah, Peter Hall rode him first up, and from barrier 8 now, William Pike jumps on board. The barrier playing the big part here with the decision between it and Disposition. We've seen Disposition end up scratched anyway, but I think this horse is a big threat for this race. 3 attempts at the distance, 2 victories. Going to get that lovely run behind the speed where you'd expect the likes of Dreamlifter and also Military Rain to put a bit of speed in this race. Great shot as well, so it should get a lovely run.
On top for you, Adam?
I'm going to go with number 3, Rock Magic, from 5, Battle Hero, 6, Durendal, and 2, Divine Core.
Yeah, the 2 we spoke about as well, Adam. Same exactly for me. 3 on top, Rock Magic from the 5, Battle Hero. Number 8, Great Shot, back to 1,200 metres. And number 11, Lighting in My Veins.
Final race of the day at Ascot. It is over the 1,600 metres. It's a 62 plus event. And Mark, there are a few horses coming into this with some really good form. Not Again Ken, Tonka Tough, Tycoon, Target, Dr. Sykes, Someday One Day and Elite Flight all had wins last start. And Bevel's probably having a career best prep as well.
Yeah, I think the last start winners are the ones to keep an eye out for, particularly Tonka Tough. Winning last start over 1,500 metres in very good time.
Tycoon Target, it straightened up, but he shifted a bit of ground, so By Decree looking for the inside run. Not Again Ken runs on, so does the Cobbler, followed by Tonka Tough. Over on the outside, Tycoon Target, By Decree, the Cobbler, Tonka Tough, Tycoon Target, the Cobbler coming, Tonka Tough on the outside, Tonka Tough lunging, Tonka Tough is...
This is a nice horse, Tonka Tough, just continues to improve. Does need a little bit of luck with barriers, but gets it here. Barrier 2 is going to be in a nice position. Look, it goes up in weight. It gives Tycoon Target 1.5 kilos and a couple of others in the run as well. But I just like the way this horse goes about it. You know what you're going to get each time, and with some speed in the race, he should just sit behind them and we'll be attacking the line strongly.
The only thing I will say, at that stage of the day when they may have cut up the track, he will be towards the inside, so we'll need a bit of luck. And if Ryan Hill can hold a position 1 off the fence, it might give him a really good chance to run on. I'm not really worried about the wet for him, but just the way the conditions will play later on in the day. Tycoon Target, you mentioned, came out of that same race. It was a really, really good run. An interesting form line, Adam, is number 6, Dr. Sykes. Of course, 1 last start at Albany, beat Fireman Freddie. It was a really nice effort. I think he can certainly mix it in town.
Well, when you take a look at those form lanes, beat Fireman Freddie by 2 lengths. It ran a good race on Wednesday. It was just behind Tucky's Lads, sorry. We've seen where that horse has gone and competed in a 78 plus, and then just behind Detango as well. These are all from wide barriers, so there's no Detango, there's no Tucky's Lad. This is a much weaker assignment. Barrier 11, they'll have the choice of being able to push up, like we've seen at times, or drop back if they want to. I think they'll be in the right part of the track come the end of the day as well, so I think it's a serious chance here.
13 By Decree was 3rd last start and was a nice effort in that same race of the replay we saw behind Tonka Tough. And Darren McCullough said after the race it was 1,600 metres, he thinks that it could have won.
Well, gets a 2 kilo swing on Tonka Tough, gets a 1/2 kilo swing on Tycoon Target, draws barrier 5 and's won on a soft track before as well. I like it over the 1,600 metres. I think it's a much better horse with Sting out of the track, and I'll be putting her on top for the final race of the day. From number 2, Not Again Ken, 6, Dr. Sykes, and 3, Tonka Tough.
I've got number 3 on top here, Tonka Tough, to go back to back from 4, Tycoon Target, sticking with those form lines, 13 By Decree, and 2, Not Again Ken.
Time now to turn our attention to the best bets of the card, and I'm going to go with race 2, number 1, Dainty Test, to overcome all of that weight, and race 4, number 12, Ragnar Saga. It's going to be a prep, I think, to keep an eye on with this horse.
Race 3, number 1, Delicate Miss for me, and race 5, number 6, Awarza.
As we always do say, you can follow us on social media. You can see that on the screen at the moment, also our YouTube channel and perthracing.com.au. We're off to Belmont after this race card, so make sure you do join us there. Hopefully we found you plenty of winners.